Title: Food or Fake? How Processed Foods Are Tricking the World. Carlos was a 42-year-old teacher in Mexico City. He was smart, funny, and loved helping kids learn. Every morning, he had a bowl of cereal with milk, a glass of orange juice, and 2 crackers. For lunch, he ate sandwiches or instant noodles. Sometimes he had diet soda, thinking it was better. He didn't eat burgers or fries. He didn't think he had any health problems. "I'm eating healthy," he would say. "I don't eat junk food." But one day, while teaching, Carlos felt dizzy. His heart was racing. His hands were shaking. He collapsed in front of his students. They rushed him to the hospital. The doctor checked his blood sugar. "Carlos," she said, "your blood sugar is extremely high. You are very close to diabetes." Carlos was shocked. "But I eat healthy." The doctor looked at his food list. She shook her head gently. "Carlos," she said, "you're not eating food. You're eating fake food. Processed, packaged, full of sugar." That day, Carlos learned something millions of people around the world don't know. You can be eating every day and still be hurting your health. Carlos sat down, staring at the juice box in his hand. 100% natural, it said. No added sugar. The doctor looked at him and said gently, "Carlos, do you know how much sugar is in that box?" He turned it around. Tiny print, confusing numbers. He had no idea. "More than a can of soda," she said. Carlos was shocked. She continued, "Many products that say healthy are not. Labels like low-fat, gluten-free, or fortified with vitamins sound good, but they don't always mean the food is good for you." Carlos learned a new word: processed food. Food made in factories, full of sugar, salt, and chemicals, to make it last longer, look better, or taste sweeter. He realized his cereal had 5 types of sugar listed under different names: glucose, maltose, corn syrup, fructose, sucrose. Even his yogurt, the one with the smiling cartoon on the lid, had more sugar than a chocolate bar. He remembered a friend in Nigeria who ate instant noodles daily, a cousin in the US who only ate frozen dinners, a colleague in India who drank 3 energy drinks a day. All of them thought they were eating okay. All of them felt tired, heavy, and confused. Carlos finally saw the truth. He wasn't eating real food. He was eating food products created in labs, sold in shiny boxes, and slowly damaging his body. His doctor said something simple but powerful. Real food grows. Fake food glows. Carlos wasn't alone. As he researched, he discovered a global pattern, one that connected people from every continent. In the United States, studies showed that 60% of the average diet was made up of ultra-processed foods. That means boxes, cans, drive-through meals, frozen pizzas, sugar-packed drinks, easy, fast, but dangerous. Obesity, diabetes, and fatigue were rising like never before. In Nigeria, things were changing too. Imported snacks filled the shops, cookies from Europe, fizzy drinks from the US, sugary cereals with cartoons on the box. Children began asking for chips instead of yams, sodas instead of zobo. Plantain dishes were being replaced by flavored noodles with mystery powders. In India, corner shops once filled with grains, lentils, and fresh produce now displayed colorful packs of instant noodles, biscuits, and soft drinks. Teenagers drank cola before school. Adults skipped home-cooked thalas for quick packaged meals. In Brazil, traditional markets were changing. Street vendors now sold more chips and candy than fresh mangoes or papayas. Supermarkets offered rows of packaged bread and frozen meals, but barely any cassava or black beans. Carlos saw the truth. This wasn't just his problem. This was our problem. Globalization made food more accessible, but also more artificial. Big food companies spend billions to design flavors that keep people addicted. bright packaging, loud marketing, and HiddenSugars inside. And everywhere from Lagos to Los Angeles, Mumbai to Sao Paulo, people were eating more, feeling worse, and losing touch with the foods their grandparents grew up on. Carlos sat with this thought. The world didn't just lose its farms, it lost its food wisdom. But he wasn't discouraged, because if the problem was global, the solution could be too. Carlos made a choice. No more blind eating. He started small and smart. First, he learned to read food labels. Not just the big bold words like low fat or natural, but the tiny print. Ingredients he couldn't pronounce? Red flag. Sugar listed 3 times in different names? Not good. He discovered that even whole grain cereals were loaded with syrups and additives. He swapped his breakfast cereal for plain oats, not the kind with strawberry flavor, but real oats. He added sliced bananas and a little cinnamon. It wasn't flashy, but it filled him up and didn't spike his sugar. He replaced fruit juice with plain water. At first, it felt boring, but within days, he realized he didn't feel sluggish in the afternoons anymore. His focus improved. Snacks. Out went crackers and cookies. In came fruits, nuts, and homemade popcorn with no butter. And then, the big shift. He started cooking. Simple meals, nothing fancy. Stir-fried veggies with eggs, boiled beans with plantains, rice with grilled fish and avocado. No sauces from jars. No mystery powders, just food, real food. He learned one new recipe each week, nothing extreme. Just things he could make with ingredients from the market, not the factory. He made mistakes, burned the rice once, overcooked the carrots, but slowly, it became part of his life. And the changes? In 1 month, his energy levels climbed. In 2 months, he started sleeping better, no more waking up tired. In 3 months, he lost weight without trying. His belly shrank, his skin cleared up. He felt light. People started asking, "What's your secret?" Carlos just smiled and said, "I stopped eating food that pretends to be food." So what can you do? You don't need a fancy diet, a celebrity chef, or $1 million kitchen. You just need a plan and a little honesty with yourself. Here are 5 simple, powerful steps that can work anywhere in the world. Read the label. Pick up any snack or boxed meal. Flip it over. Read the ingredients. If you can't pronounce something, chances are your body won't like it either. Words like sodium benzoate, monosodium glutamate, and partially hydrogenated oils. Red flag. Real food should sound like real food. Rice, beans, tomatoes, salt. Avoid instant, microwave, or diet labels. Instant means stripped of nutrients. Microwavable often means packed with preservatives. And diet, it usually means fake sugar, fake flavor, and a fake sense of health. These words are red flags dressed in green labels. Buy more from markets than supermarkets. The closer your food is to nature, the better. Fresh tomatoes from the open market? Better than tomato sauce from a plastic bottle. Raw nuts over flavored ones. Real yams over instant noodles. Farm over factory every single time. Cook at least 3 times a week. You don't need to be a gourmet chef. Boiling, frying, steaming basic skills go a long way. Start with 3 home-cooked meals a week. When you cook, you control what goes into your food. No surprises. No sugar traps, just honest meals. Teach kids early. Children copy what they see. If they grow up eating soda and sweets every day, their bodies will pay the price later. Show them how to enjoy fruits, real juice, home-cooked rice and veggies, not through lectures but through taste. These steps don't belong to one country. They work in Mexico, India, Nigeria, the US, the Philippines, Kenya, anywhere. Because the truth is universal. Health starts with habits, and habits start with awareness. Around the world, the message is loud and clear. From doctors in New York to nutritionists in Nairobi, the more processed the food, the higher your risk of disease. From obesity to diabetes, from high blood pressure to even some types of cancer, the link to ultra-processed foods is undeniable. Why? Because these foods are made for taste, shelf life, and profit, not your health. They're high in added sugars, artificial fats, extra salt preservatives, empty calories, and low in fiber nutrients, real ingredients your body understands. One Harvard doctor put it this way: you can't exercise a bad diet, and you can't heal with food you can't identify. In India, a health study found that children eating packaged snacks daily were 3x more likely to be overweight by age 10. In Brazil, doctors pushed for warning labels on processed foods after cancer rates started rising among young adults. In the UK, the National Health Service, NHS, now promotes home cooking and plant-based meals as core strategies for prevention, not just for weight, but for mental health too. Even in Nigeria, where traditional meals like beans, yams, and vegetables are rich in fiber and nutrients, many are replacing them with sodas, biscuits, and processed noodles, leading to a rise in lifestyle-related diseases. Global experts agree. Prevention starts on your plate, not in a pill. Real food doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. It just needs to be real from the ground, not the factory. You don't need to count calories. You need to count quality, because health isn't built in the doctor's office. It's built in the kitchen. Processed food looks cheap. A pack of instant noodles, 50 cents. Sugary soda, even cheaper than water in some places. Fast food? Quick, easy, and everywhere. But here's what they don't print on the label. The real cost comes later in hospital bills, medications, and lost time. Carlos learned this the hard way. His weekly routine of cereal, crackers, and value meals felt normal, cheap, convenient, tasty. But after his health scare, he sat down to do the math. Doctor visits, blood tests, prescription meds, missed work, sleepless nights, and constant fatigue. All that cheap food was never really cheap. It just passed the bill to his future self. He now says, fast food was slowing me down, not just physically, but in life. Around the world, the story's the same. In the US, heart disease costs billions annually, much of it linked to poor diet. In India, diabetes is now hitting people in their 30s, fueled by sugar-packed snacks. In Nigeria, urban areas are seeing a rise in high blood pressure from salt-heavy processed foods. In Brazil, young adults now face rising cancer risks tied to chemical-laden foods. The cost is real. The damage is slow, until it's not. Real food may take a few more minutes to prepare. It may look boring on the plate, but it gives you more life, more energy, and more future. And that, friends, is worth every bite. Carlos didn't become a health expert overnight. He just started reading labels, swapped one food at a time, cooked simple meals. Now, he feels lighter, thinks clearer, sleeps better, and smiles more. His fridge looks different. His future does too. Here's the truth. Real food gives real energy. Fake food gives fast problems. This isn't just about Carlos. It's about people in every country. The food industry is global, but so is the fight for better health. Moral lesson. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one plate, because small food choices add up to big life changes. Follow for more. If this story made you check your pantry, wait till you hear the next one. Follow for real stories that help you eat better and live stronger. Subscribe for more. We break down health without the hype. Subscribe now, because the next story could save your health.